Greetings and welcome. This is the Grow Moringa Podcast, show number 3. Hi there. Greetings and welcome to the Grow Moringa Podcast. We greatly appreciate your presence. If you would, like this video, subscribe, get the notifications, and even share it to some of your friends. They would love to learn about our very special guest today, Adrian Tapia. And he's from Mexico, and he has several acres farming the moringa trees, and he's come to a conclusion and has something to teach you and something that he has learned, his aha moment from growing moringa over the past 4 years. And he'd love to share with you his journey, his story, his products that he's making by hand in Mexico, and also would love others in Mexico to also reach out to him, say hello, or anyone in the world. You can reach Adrian now on the Moringa map. You can even get to know him a little bit more in this interview, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks.
Years ago, some people start to grow moringa, but I never knew about it.
Wow.
I saw the trees, but I never know about that was a moringa tree.
Right.
So I started to collect some seeds, and I started to grow some seeds, and I became in love with moringa, with the grow of moringa, because it's a very noble grow. You don't have important pest, just the ants.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to the Grow Moringa Podcast, introducing you to a collective of moringa growers who are simplifying regenerative agriculture for the future of farming. If you'd like to learn more about the moringa tree industry without beating around the bush, you're in the right place. Stay tuned and be sure to join us in the members area for all the moringa answers. Sign up at growmoringa.com, your home for growing moringa online.
Get some trees, get some seeds, get some information, some planting instructions. We have it at Grow Moringa Shop. They can just buy anywhere, and actually the order comes from a member. We have members fulfilling orders. So when you order at Grow Moringa, moringa growers are fulfilling orders. It comes with biostimulant, seeds, pellets, perlite, some information. Everything that you need to get started growing moringa is actually at our shop at Grow Moringa Shop. And I'm actually here today with Adrian, one of our farmers in Mexico. Thank you so much for joining us today, Adrian.
Hey, hi everybody. How are you today?
Wonderful. Thanks, Adrian. How long have you been farming moringa?
Like 3 years ago. I started three years ago.
That's about when we first started talking.
What?
That's about when we first started talking.
Yes, 3 years ago. That's right.
I remember vividly getting your messages. So excited that someone from Mexico was connecting with me. It was really beautiful. And then just getting to know you over the last 3 years has really been beautiful, because you're a really special person. And I love getting to know you as a friend, as a business partner, and as a member of the collective. It's been
Thank you, Kendrick. Me too.
Thank you. So when did you first hear about moringa?
Well, I am a food engineer, and I do some consultancy of good agricultural practices. I helped growers to produce a safety food, and so I am the right word is consultor in Spanish.
Yep.
So I made a trip to Tamaulipas, Mexico, and there I met a guy from India, a very enthusiastic guy. That guy brings some products from Mexico to the United States, some exotic products like okra, like some products that the Indian community consumes in the States. And I had a chat with him, a very nice chat, and he told me about the moringa.
Wow.
They consume the moringa pots, fresh moringa pots, and he told me that if I can produce as a grower moringa pots, and and I start to investigate about the moringa. That was my first time with the moringa, and then I start to research and how the grow, if the moringa is going to, I mean, if in my ranch can I produce the moringa in my place, you know? In Chiautla, my place is, my ranch is, or my farm is in the state of Puebla, in Chiautla de Tapia. Is a little town at the south of the Puebla state, in the Mixteca zone. It's a very warm zone that we have the whole year a warm weather. Maybe in December or January, we have maybe 10 Celsius degrees, the lowest temperature. Here is very high temperature, so that is the best place for raw moringa. And I start to some seeds. I look for some seeds in near of my zone, and I saw that there, years ago some people start to grow moringa, but I never knew about it. You know.
Wow.
I saw the trees, but that I never know about the. I mean, that was a moringa tree.
Right.
So I start to collect some seeds, and I start to grow some seeds, and I became in love with moringa, with the grow of moringa, because it's a very noble grow. No? You don't have important pest, just the ants. In you know, talking about other cultures like. Other tropical cultures, like to grow papaya or to grow watermelon, or they have a lot of pests. You have to use a lot of pesticides, you know.
Right.
With the moringa, you don't have to use any, but because it don't need it.
Nope.
The moringa doesn't need any pest.
Wow.
Just you have to work to avoid the ants, but you can do it naturally, so you don't need pests. You don't need too much fertilizations. I just use beef compost, and that's it.
Wow.
That's it.
And your trees look amazing.
Moringa, yes, and you can see the pictures that I sent you, and the pictures I put on the collective. The trees are beautiful, very beautiful trees, full of pots with a little bit of compost, you know.
Wow.
And a little bit of water. I use spring water for the moringas. I use you know, the irrigation belt. I use a little bit water, maybe 1 hour a day, and that's it.
That's it.
And yes, and the trees are very, very beautiful, very gorgeous.
That's gorgeous.
Very noble. It's a beautiful culture. The moringa is the best culture that can exist in the world.
I know what you mean. It's the farmers that we're meeting, the growers. I think everybody understands that this is an ancient plant. It's a sacred plant. It's very whimsical. It's something that was also in the Bible. It's been listed in the Bible several times. And also, every time we mention it or come across people that know about it, they're like, whoa, like moringa? And I feel that same energy when it comes towards growing it myself. It feels very noble, and also the ease of growing it. I really like what you said. So you mentioned that you met somebody that told you about moringa. You happen to have some land, and you said, you know what, if there's anything that I'm going to grow, let me look into this moringa. And you found out that growing moringa for the pods, the seed pods, the drumsticks, was something advantageous for you moving forward with this full out operation, because you've got several hectares that you were really considering just planting the whole thing out with moringa.
Yes, that's right. I started with the intention of produce the moringa pots, fresh moringa pots, but then I saw some the other ways to produce moringa products. The leaves, the seeds, then the powder, I'm starting with some researching about to produce some cosmetic products about the moringa from the moringa oil.
Mhm.
And there's there's a lot of information. I started with the intention of to produce moringa pots, and then
Wow.
all
And you kind of like had like an aha moment, like this is where you want to be in the space, because some people just don't know exactly how to start or where to start, and even once you're starting, you might have, like you said, you might have lots of leaf, right? And the leaf is great. It's a great way to start off with loose leaf. You have really, really high quality loose leaf, which then in turn allows you to have a really, really great powder, which is super amazing, super vibrant. It's amazing, straight from your farm. And then that aha moment, it's like you hear somebody say, grow it for the seed pods, but that's several years away. That's several years. Okay. In the meantime, you've got leaf, you've got cuttings, you've got flowers, you've got other things that you can do in the meantime, but you have a focus, like you're saying, like, boom, once the seed pods started to form, I remember your excitement in sharing the photos. Can you share with me that moment where you first like saw your trees producing seed pods? What was that like?
Yes, me, I'm a farmer a lot of years ago. As a farmer, I had my aha moment when I saw the moringa growing easily. They don't. The moringa doesn't need anything. Me, like a grower, I'm grateful, with this culture, because instead of other cultures, this is a very noble. I became in love with that when I saw the moringa tree, very gorgeous, very beautiful. You know, almost with nothing.
I know.
I just put the seed at the ground, and then I saw a beautiful,
I
and
know
I
it.
became in love. And I ain't saw any pest.
Wow.
Wow, it's a beautiful. That was my aha moment as a grower, because
That's beautiful.
I'm a farmer several years ago, and I had with other cultures, a lot of problems with the pest. And I don't like use the pesticides.
No.
I like to use or to produce very naturally. And the moringa is perfect. It's
Wow.
perfect.
And you've got some really, really great soil where you are as well.
Yes. I have a very good soil. I have a spring water and the best weather in the world to grow
Wow.
moringa. What I'm talking about Mexico. No?
Yes. In Puebla.
The weather
Puebla, Mexico.
is warm. It's dry. The whole year. We don't have a big the
Like a
I don't know.
season, like seasons, like it's very, very like around the board, but also
Yes,
like it's not too humid. Like in Florida, it's like
humid.
swampy, humid, right? Which moringa may not like completely, but
Yes,
where
that's
you
right.
are, it stays hot, it doesn't freeze, but it's not as humid. It's more of a
It's very dry. The weather is
dry
dry.
heat.
Yes, that's right. I think it's the moringa is the perfect place for the moringa. About the humidity and about the rain season.
The rainy season.
We have maybe 3 months here to rain, and then the whole year is dry.
Hot and dry. I like that. And it's like harvesting. I'm learning harvesting the pods, the seed pods before the rains has a much higher quality seed. You don't have a lot of rotten seed on the tree. And he's got some of the pods there. Wonderful. What do you have
Right
there?
now we are on the harvest. Where we are harvesting
Yes.
the seed of this year.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
maybe we have 2 more weeks to harvest because the rains are coming. But
That's right.
this is the moment to harvest the Moringa pods to produce a very high quality seed.
Let's see your seed there. Oh, whoa. Look how dark they are.
Yes,
Oh, I
dark
love
and
that.
big.
And that's what's so great about the dry heat, is because the dry heat allows those pods to dry on the tree. So that way, when you crack that open, when you open it up, can you show the whole pod with the seeds inside? Can you show that on camera? Just kind
Okay,
of look at that.
let me see the other one.
That's a good one.
Let me see this one.
That's beautiful. Just gonna crack that open on camera.
Yes.
Yes. Look at that. Show those seeds in there. Boom. Look at that. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful seeds, big and dark.
Nice, big and dark. Look at those. Wow. And so those are being pressed. I love it. Can you show us some of the products that you have back there? You've got some oil.
This is the oil.
Wow.
I'm producing oil with a machine like yours.
Uh-huh.
You know? The machine that are
It's
you
like
using?
like an auger style.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that one. And I extract the oil with the whole seed, you know, with shield.
Do you take the wings? Do you remove the wings at all, or do you just put that whole thing in there?
The whole seed.
Yeah, you don't have to take the wings off. Well, because like I want to make paper from the wings. I want to make products from the wings. So it could be something else where just before you put it in the machine, you can separate the wing paper out and you could sell the paper as a product in kilos and bulk, because people like myself would want to make paper out of it. All we do is add water, add sugar, blend it up in a blender, and that makes like a paste. We make a paste.
I didn't know about that.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
I can do it.
Well, you know, we'll talk about separating the paper, but for now, just for the purposes of explaining this to people, is that you're literally just taking it right from the seed pod and putting it right into the machine, and then the settling process takes care of all that cloudiness and everything after the fact. You were able to get a nice, clean, and clear product after letting it settle. That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. I love the color of the oil.
Look at that.
A dark green color is beautiful.
It smells really nice. It just has like a beautiful peanutty smell to it. I'm using it on my hair, my skin, everything. I use it on my beard. Wow.
Beautiful.
It's
I'm using it.
nice.
Yes, I'm using it on my face directly. The oil in my face, and it's beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful results.
Love it. Love it. Show me your bottle that you have there. Don't you already have one already with a label and a bottle?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm selling it in this bottle here in Mexico.
Yeah.
It's a 1 ounce, about 1 ounce with the dripper.
Awesome. And you have the ability to even like send people potentially just cases of
It's
the
possible.
oil, little small bottles like that. Like they could purchase a large one from you, like possibly
Yes.
get it into like.
I have the 1 liter presentation.
Look at that. Look at that. You could get 1 liters from Adrian directly. Those are beautiful. Nice, simple.
Yes. One complete. I can send it to US. I don't know if you can see the color.
No,
is
it's
beautiful.
fine, but you can send essentially those 1 liters to the US, potentially get several of them from Adrian directly. People can contact you, figure out the shipping methods, payment options. Adrian has ways of being able to accept payments. And if you need help, that's why we're here. You know, if someone is like telling us, hey, we want to buy from Adrian, can you help us connect those dots? We're here to also help them, help you. We're putting people directly to the farmer, say, hey, this is Adrian's WhatsApp number. This is Adrian's email information. You know, this is how you can reach him. He's best between these times of the day. That way you have direct access to the customers. Some people don't want that. Some people are like, we don't want anything to do with the customers. We just want you to sell it for us, and those are things that we're developing. But I really love that you're taking the initiative in being the contact and being the person that talks, because there's questions that they're going to want to ask you that you can answer directly. Your growing practices, like you're saying, your history in the food industry and things like that, and having your own food company and being a food engineer essentially in Mexico, which is beautiful, which I love your background. I love what you're doing, and you're taking this to the next level. You're creating food safety for yourself, your family. You're bringing awareness to other people in your neighborhood that they can also grow moringa. You're in the perfect zone, essentially, for lots of farmers to transition over from using chemicals and pesticides to hear you saying that it's very easy to grow without all of that stuff, with minimal inputs, just organic beef manure, cow manure, things that are readily available to you in very, in a cheap way, a natural, organic way. That's beautiful.
Yes, that's beautiful, my friend.
Moringa grows a fruit known as the drumstick, and Adrian has a purpose. He found his reason and his why he wants to grow moringa, and it's mostly to produce fruit. And in his case, he wants to press the seeds to make oil. The moringa seeds are very, very valuable because of the high percentage of oil content in the seed. Now, what's really cool is that a moringa tree can produce several sets of seeds in one season, and in its lifetime, one single moringa tree can produce 1 million seeds. Now, this particular drumstick fruit was harvested off of one of the trees that we have in Tampa, and it's about the same age as Adrian's trees in Mexico. Now, Adrian and I have been in contact for the past 3-4 years, actually, when his trees were very, very tiny, and he was just getting started in the moringa tree industry and wanted to find out how to grow moringa for profit. And so we began to talk in WhatsApp. And if you want to also contact me and get some training and some lessons within our WhatsApp, you can call me at 813-567-3100. And what we did was we just started walking through the process of growing the trees with Adrian. He actually got our attention because he noticed that I was writing a book, and he translated the first chapter into Spanish. And he was like, "Hey, amigo, I've got your book. It's in Spanish now. I went ahead and translated it. Is there any way that we can work together?" What a great way to get my attention. And so since then, we've become really close friends, and love speaking with him in Mexico, his wife, and helping him become a successful moringa farmer. Now, it is a little bit of a journey, right? Because it's been a few years, we've been talking with him, but now his trees are mature and he has a product and he's ready to sell it. And it's a great product. Adrian has lots of experience in the food industry business and is now a successful moringa farmer with his acreage down in Mexico. Now, what I was about to say is that what's really cool about the moringa tree is that you can harvest it when the seeds are immature and it's young, but usually around the 3rd year is when your trees start producing really dark, mature seed pods. Now, this particular seed pod was harvested when it was still green. Actually, this would have been something that would have been beautifully green and could have been chopped and then boiled and then made into a sambar or a soup. But what I did was I went ahead and dried it out for you to see that when you open it up, it has immature seeds inside. They're not fully dark or they're not fully mature. Now, there's a few things that you can do. You could either take these out. They're really dry. They're completely dry. You could potentially wash them off, eat them, even plant them as new trees. And if you have an operation like Adrian's, you don't let anything go to waste, especially the seeds, and you go ahead and press them for oil, because there might be a small content of oil in this. And as his trees begin to mature, he'll have more percentage of oil in each seed year after year after year. And as he gets his orchard established, he'll have older trees that are then becoming replaced by younger trees. His main goal is to press seeds for oil and to have a one single focus on a product that he's moving towards. One of the things with moringa is when it's young, it's got lots of greens. So in the first 2 to 3 years, Adrian was selling lots of fresh greens, whether right off the tree, whether it was dried as a loose leaf, or also as a powder. So as you're getting yourself established, you can go through these steps and motions, knowing your end goal being maybe the fruit, the seed, the drumstick out of your trees. Not rushing the process, because you're going to have to cut your trees back quite a bit. You're going to have to harvest them quite a bit in the first couple years. As his trees have gotten older, he's now laying back on the harvesting. He's not getting as much greens. He's not focused on the greens because he's not worried if his leaves are yellowing or what the tree looks like. He's focused on the health and the quality of his seed pods and of his seeds. And so now his seeds are starting to really darken up. He's getting some really good seeds. It's been about his second season of getting a good crop of seeds. He wants to get everything harvested off the trees before it rains, before the rainy season, because you don't want to harvest seeds from trees that after the rainy season, because at that point those seeds have been sitting up there all rainy season. They might have popped open, gotten some fungus or some mold or bacteria in there. And so he's being very precautious to do things carefully, the way that we've been helping him and training him. So if you want to get in contact with Adrian directly, please visit him on the Moringa map. Say what's up to Adrian in WhatsApp. Give him an email. He's very personable, speaks really great English, and also is ready to sell his beautiful moringa seed oil. And he'll work with you. So he's got his prices up there in the members area. He's also selling his oil in the Mighty Networks Grow Moringa Collective members area, the VIP members area. It's a members marketplace where you can post what you have for sale as a member. You can sell directly to other buyers and growers that are interested in buying from somebody they know or that they trust. And so it's a resource for you as a educated consumer and buyer of moringa, buying it directly from farmers. And we have the resources either in the Moringa map or in the members area. And in the members area, I also go live every single day for an hour on webinars, teaching you, training you, anything that you want to know about moringa, and following through those steps from a young moringa farmer into becoming an expert, like even our last guest, Shauna, becoming an expert even in 1 year. So thank you very much for watching today's episode with Adrian. I hope you're enjoying it. You can see just how far he's come, and now that he has a nice, beautiful product to offer, please support Adrian. Grab some moringa seed oil from him. You can break it down and sell it in smaller bottles or smaller packages like drams. Get a nice big jug from him, 1 gallon, 5 gallons. He'll ship it directly to you, and it doesn't need to go through importation. Luckily, it can just either travel through ground or even through air. And it'll be here in the US very, very fast. He's just a few hundred miles south of us in the US, in Mexico. So please support Adrian and enjoy the rest of the episode here with the Grow Moringa podcast. Peace.
What else? I'm trying to develop some other cosmetic products. This one is a toothpaste.
Oh, wow.
Made from Moringa seeds and some oil. So it's a chewable to like a gum.
Yeah, it's a chewable toothpaste. It's almost like a mouth cleaning teeth, because moringa is antibacterial, antifungal. I really love how you're using the seed paste.
Yes.
How did you make this? Like, it's just a chewable tablet that you just kind of put together.
Yes, you chew some maybe 3. I made it with my hands.
Wow.
I have to perfection it.
Yes, this is just a prototype. This is just something that you're getting started developing, so that way you can then send it to a manufacturer, or we can do this in a laboratory in Mexico.
Yes, that's right. And this is made from moringa's leaves and some oil. This one.
Wow.
I have some creams to skin creams,
Yeah.
But I have some. I would like to use more the oil for the products because
Yeah.
the leaves maybe I don't know. I would like to develop some products using the oil
Hmm. I think that's
to.
where we all need to go. I think as we grow as an industry, I think if people are really getting serious into this, and this is the reason why I wanted to get this information out there in a way that people can understand, it's like if they really want to get into the moringa business, this is Moringa oleifera. Ole is oil, ifera is producing, oil producing. So we want to get to the whole reason why this moringa tree is the way that it is today is because it has the highest amount of oil in its seed. Like there are like no other seeds that have this much oil in its seeds. And the oil itself is a huge part of the moringa business. I mean, people don't really understand the leaf is a byproduct. Just having the leaf is a bonus, right? It's there, you get leaf, but you really go into growing moringa with a purpose. Like I'm going to grow it for the drumstick, to press the seeds, to make the oil. That's where you have a focus in this business. And I love how you're then going beyond the oil. What can I put my oil in? What can I develop with my oil that I love, that I use? Well, you're saying that you love because like when someone eats a seed, like if you eat a seed regularly, right, and you chew on it, at first it's kind of bitter, right? But then when you drink water with it, it turns sweet.
Sweet.
You know, it has that sweet taste to it. That's what's in the Bible. That's how we recognize they're talking about moringa in the Bible, because he said it's the seed that turns sweet in your mouth with water. You know, so it's bitter. It's a bitter seed that turns sweet with water in your mouth. And I think that's somewhere in effusion. It's in Genesis a few times, but there's a few. We'll find out exactly the gospel that they're talking about. There's several. I've had people tell me exactly where this is in the Bible, and I've forgotten at this very moment. But I see what you're doing, where you're like focusing on getting your oil into different products, and that's really what we want to talk about, is that it can go into shampoos and lotions, and the oil itself can be used as a cosmetic oil for the skin, the hair, the nails. It can be a base and a carrier oil to all other things that go in. I mean, almost every cosmetic product has some sort of oil, like coconut oil or jojoba oil or whatever. Like moringa oil is a carrier oil that can be produced for these cosmetic products.
Yes, that's right. We have a lip for the lips, the balsam. We are developing that also. We have a lot of plans to use the moringa oil.
Awesome.
We're working on it.
Great. Well, we want to be able to help get your moringa oil directly to customers in the USA, and also share it with other people so that way they can try it. We want everybody in Mexico to also purchase from you, to be able to see this and go straight to Adrian. He's there in Puebla, and would love for you to see him and see his operation and check out some of his products that he has. He's getting everything going. He's getting everything going really, really well. Now, before we wrap up, I wanted to just kind of go through with you, you know, some of the things that you've learned or you enjoy about what do you enjoy most about being a part of the collective?
You know, I'm very glad to know a lot of people in love with the moringa, just like me. And when I started with the moringa, I thought that I was the only person who was in love with moringa, and now I know that it's not. I'm not the only one, and I love that. You know, to know a lot of colleagues, farmers, people who cares about the moringa, and I'm very happy with that. I would like to know more people, and I think the collective is the right way. And I would like to learn more about moringa from you and from the other guys of the collective, grow as Moringa grower day by day. And I share the knowledge that I have, the knowledge that I took from these years of growing Moringa, and the experiences, to help other people to start to my experiences, share my experiences about maybe to avoid the ants who eats the fresh leaves, some techniques to better irrigation of the plant. I don't know, share my knowledge and to have the other members' experiences to learn about them.
Yeah.
And from you, my friend, I am very grateful with you about your help. You are always there to if I have a question, if I have anything I need, you are always there. You are always there, so I'm grateful with you.
Thanks, Adrian. Yeah, I love.
I want to show you other way to use the Moringa oil.
Yes.
Roll-on.
I love that roll-on ball. That's great.
So you can use it directly to your face or your lips, and it's very, very useful.
That
this
is
a very nice presentation of the oil.
very, very nice. I love that. Actually, I'm really glad that you brought that up, because that's where we're also moving towards, making sure that every time we sell the oil in small vials, that they come with those roller balls. Great move, Adrian. That's beautiful.
This is a very, very nice one.
Do they make that there in Mexico? Do they have somewhere close to where they make those, where you can source those?
Yes, I have it.
Wow, it's almost like getting into this one business. It's like you then now have opportunities to possibly help others. Like you're saying, you're getting help, but you're helping others. Like you get joy also in teaching, and you're learning, but also having the connection with others to say, well, this is what I've learned from my own experience. This is what's so powerful about the collective, is now everybody has a platform that they can tell their story. They can share their experiences either one-on-one with members who call you directly, or even as a platform for you to be able to share your story with posts. Because I've seen you share your posts, your pictures. You're letting people know who you are. They can purchase from you directly in the members area. They get to see your photos as you post them, and purchase products from you as you have them available. So it's like, hey, I have this available now. I now have several cases of this ready. Whoever would like to pick up from me, I'm here in Mexico, or I can also ship, so like I love that you're also willing to teach, when everybody that comes around. That's what I've been finding the most important part about this, is not so many people know how to do it yet. So that's why we're bringing people in from other industries who are growing tomatoes and peppers and garlic and all the other growers. Citrus growers are calling us like, how do I replace my fields from citrus to grow moringa? Because now that the citrus industry is dying here in Florida, there's not so much citrus, but there's lots and lots of land, empty land, and there's probably things in Mexico that farmers no longer want to grow. They no longer want to use the pesticides and things that are required to grow those plants. So they're looking for something new. What can I grow organically on my farm and transfer it back to nature in a natural setting? What's going to produce lots and lots of material, biomass that kind of helps you to increase your soil quality, things like that. So
yes, my friend.
Yeah, we loved having you in the group. We want to continue getting your knowledge. We'd love for you to even teach a course, or even host a webinar inside the members area, so that way people can hear from you directly. And one of the things that you first came to me with, I remember now, it's coming to me now, is you could translate the book. You said to me, I can translate your book. Matter of fact, this is how you got my attention. You said, here you go, Kendrick. I already translated your first chapter to Spanish. Here you go.
Yes.
So you went ahead and took the initiative and took everything from English and turned chapter 1 into Spanish. And now what we can do is we can take that chapter and we can make it available in the members area for people to also follow along, like as a way, and to continue writing things alongside English to have it translated into Spanish.
Okay, my friend.
Let's
We can
it.
do it anytime.
Okay.
And that could be very useful for other Mexican or South, people of Central and South America who can grow moringa to learn. Yes, my friend.
That'd be beautiful. Well, you did
yes,
great.
Kendrick.
Well, let's go ahead and end it. We'll say goodbye. Is there anything closing that you'd like to say to anybody? We went through pretty much your story. We have your products. We have your aha moment. And you were able to tell us a little bit about your favorite experiences about the collective, but you're more than welcome to finish up with anything that you'd like.
I saw at the collective very enthusiastic people about the moringa. People sharing experiences, asking some questions about moringa, and other members are helping them, the people who has some questions of doubt. And I love it. It's a very nice community. People in love with moringa. I say the same word again.
Yes.
That's a right word.
That's what you said. You're saying the enthusiasm, the enthusiastic nature of everybody in the group is just so enthusiastic. That's what we have in common. We all have the love for moringa in common, and that's what I love too about being in there with you.
Yes, I see people sending pictures of a little moringa plant like this one. Can you see my moringa baby? And see the enthusiasm of the people to share, and there's somebody who says, hey, good, your moringa plant is very beautiful, nice work.
That's what it is. Everybody needs that little bit of encouragement. That's what we wanted to instill in the members area is like, don't go like without a comment or a like or encouragement, because you can post it anywhere on the internet, right? And not everybody's going to understand the love that you have for moringa, but people inside the members area are sharing for the first time that they literally had their very first seed that they've ever planted sprouting, or their very first moringa tree. They might be an experienced grower, but they're super excited that they got their very first moringa tree sprouted. So they're sharing it in the group, and that's what the group is for. Is we all have like this love for moringa.
I felt the same when I grow my first moringa plant also here in Mexico. When I put the seed and I saw my plant very fast, very beautiful and gorgeous, and I said, "Wow, I love this." I remember
you shared with me, like as your trees were growing and getting bigger, you're like, look, Kendrick, look at the trees, look how big it is now. Like I remember your trees were just like little babies.
And I asked you if you remember when I asked you how to prune the moringa tree, and I always calling you, sending you text. How can I do this? How can I do that? How can I prune it? Which is the right size of the plant to prune it? Do you remember? I was like a little kid with my eyes like this one.
I know it.
Very, very high, seeing my moringa.
And so just for anybody else too, I'm there as well in WhatsApp. You and I have been communicating really well in WhatsApp. Actually, it's the same number that I have shared below in the description.
Yes, you can share it.
567-3100. So anybody can also WhatsApp me and get some advice anywhere in the world. We have people now contacting me from Africa and India and every single country, Australia. So that way they too can also get some of that personal experience, that advice from me, and would love for others to also hit me up too. And I've had a great time in there talking with you, getting your photos, sharing the love that you have for it, and then now taking that into the members area and being able to see, wow, how this thing is really growing. So thanks for just being
thank you, my friend. Thank you, and thank to all the members of the collective. I'm very grateful with everyone.
Beautiful. Well, thanks so much. We'll go ahead and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye bye, Henrik.
Bye.
Adiós, amigo.
Adios. All right.
Waiting on a deal on my own time, on my own grind. You know we ain't never gonna quit. Take my hand, baby girl, let's go. You know life's too short. Don't you miss the boat. See you running on, running on.